Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Class VC first semester NEP syllabus Introduction to C Programming. This is the session number 4. Chapter 1 Introduction to C Programming. So last class we had discussed about the concept of some of the basic concepts of the C, like C character set, C tokens, different types of C tokens. So different types of C tokens, it has the keywords, identifiers, filters, we can also call it as a constants, and the different types of the constants. So this is the last session concepts. Now let me move on to the next slide here. Data types. Simply we can call it as types. Simply a data type is that the what type of a data a variable can hold. A data type is that the what type of a data a variable can hold. This is the simply we can call it as data types. Here, to store data, the program must reserve a space, which is done by using the sum of the data types. In other words, a data type is a keyword or a predefined instructions used for allocating the memory for the data. This data type it specifies a type of a data, a variable it can store, such as either it is integer or it is a floating point or it is a character or it is a void or it is a double or anything. To use it for a declaring or defining or functions of a different types before to use it in our program. So this is a simply we can call it as a data type. A data type it can be categorized into these four different types of a data type. Basic data types, derived data types, enumerated data types we can also call it as user defined data type and void. So there are four different types of a data types in the C programming. So types which are basic data types such as int, character, float, double. These four are the categorization of the basic data types. We can also call it as the fundamental data types or a pre-defined data types. Second category is derived data type. Derived data types such as arrays, pointers, structures, and unions. The next is enumeration data types. We can also call it as a user-defined data type here. The NU is a keyword which is used for enumeration data type. The fourth category is void data type. The void it is a keyword. Void is a non-specific data type. It does not return any value. So here basic data types such as int, character, float, and double. Here it specifies the sum of the data types like int. It specifies the integer numbers. So what are our integer numbers? Integers are the whole numbers without the decimal point. This is we can call it as integer. It specifies either it is a positive number or it is a negative number. Int is a keyword which is used for defining integer numbers. Second one, character. So char is a data type which is used for specifying character data type. So character means what? Character is any single character, either it is alphabet or it is a number or it is any special character. This can be enclosed within the single quotation mark. Then float. Float it is also called as a real numbers. So these are also a numbers with the decimal point. Float is a keyword which is used for defining the floating point numbers. Then the double. Double is also a data type which is used for the double precisions of the data type of the floating point numbers. So these are all the basic data types in our C programming. So primary data types, that is character, integer, float and void. The character data type which are further classified into character, signed character, unsigned character. Integer can also further classified into signed integer, signed short integer, signed long integer. Then unsigned integer, unsigned short integer, unsigned long integer. Then floating point numbers. So float, double and long double. Then fourth category is void. Here, basic data types are the integer based, floating point based. See languages, it supports both the signed and also unsigned literals. The memory size of the basic data types may change according to the 32 and the 64-bit operating system. So here we have to define it, the size and ranges of the data types with a type qualifier. So type are character or the signed character. The size of this signed character is 1 byte. The range is from -128 to 127. Here, the percentage of C which is used for signed character. Then second category is unsigned character. The size of this unsigned character is 1 byte. The range of this unsigned character is 0 to 255. Here, the percentage of C control stick is used for the unsigned character. Then int or signed int. Size is that 2 byte and the range is from minus 32,768 to plus 32,767. The control trick is that percentage of V or percentage of I. Unsigned integer. The size is that 2 byte. Range is from 0 to 65,535. The control trick is percentage of U. Short int or signed short int. The size of this is 1 byte. The range is from -128 to +127. Control trick is percentage of D or percentage of I. At the side shorted, this also the size is 1 byte memory location. The range is from 0 to 255. Then percentage of D and percentage of I is a control string. So here the sum of examples log 8 and side log 8, the size is that 4. At side log 8 is also size is that 4. So float, it is a data type. The size is a 4 byte memory location. Double is a data type. Its size is that 8 byte memory location. Log double, the size is that 10. And here, control stick is also present here. Then we move on to the next slide here, variables. What is a variable? A variable is a name of a memory location. This variable is used to store a data. Variables are changeable. You can change the value of a variable during execution of a program. Simply, a variable are names given to the programming elements. These values can be changed during execution of the program. So here are some of the rules to write a variable names. So what are the rules for forming a variable names? The first rule is that variable name, it contains a maximum of 30 characters. A variable name must up to 8 characters. Second rule is the variable name includes only alphabets and numbers, but it must start with an alphabet, not a number. Third rule is that it cannot accept any special character or a blank spaces except underscore. Fourth rule is that it should not be a reserved word or keyword should not be used as a variable. Some of the examples are I, rank 1, max, mean, student underscore name, student name, class underscore mark. These are all examples for variables. Then we move on to the next slide here, declaration of variables. A variable can be used to store value of any data type. The declaration of variables must be done before they are used in the program. The general format for declaring a variable is data type space variable 1, variable 2 up to a number of variables. These number of variables are separated by commas and this declaration statement is ends with a semicolon or a terminator. Some of the examples for the declaration of variable is that here in space x, comma y, comma z and float space a, comma b. Char m, comma n. Here x, y, and z are the variable of the type integer. A and b, these two are the variable of the type float. M, comma n, these two are the variable of the data type character. Then we move to the next slide here, assigning values to the variable or initialization of a variables. What is an initialization? Initialization is a process of assigning any value to the variable. This process we can call it as initialization. Here the values can be assigned to variable using assignment operator. The general format for assignment operator is that variable equal to constant or the values. Example is x is equal to 100. 100 is a value which is assigned to the variable x. Example 2, 12.25 is a value which is assigned to the variable a. F is a value, character value which is assigned to the variable m. We can also assign a value to the variable at the time of a variable declaration. So general format is that data type space variable equal to constant. Example is that int x equal to 100, float a equal to 12.25, char m equal to f. Types of variables. So there are the two different types of variables in C programming. The one is the local variable, one more is at global variable. So local means within a function. Global means outside the main function. Here, local variable means that variables are declared within a function or within a main functions are called local variables. So here is an example. Void main. So within bracket is in A and B. These two are A and B are the local variables of the type integer. Then PQ are the variables which are declared inside the function, that is a sum. These two are the example for the local variables. Global variables. The variables are declared outside the main function are called global variables. The example is that in A, comma B. So these two are the variables which are declared outside the main function. This is we can call it as global variables. Symbolic constant. So what are a symbolic constant? Symbolic constant is a name given to the some numeric constant or a character constant or a string constant or any other constant. A symbolic constant or the names are also called as the constant identifiers. These constant identifiers we can also call as a preprocessor directives. The preprocessor directives are defined by using the statement hash define. This hash define statement is used for defining a symbolic constant. So here the general syntax for creating the symbolic constants which are hash define space, symbolic constant name space, value of the constant. The symbolic constants examples which are hash define space pi. The pi is a symbolic constant name and the value of this constant is that 3.14 something. Example 2 hash define golden ratio. The value is that 1.6. As defined max space 500. So here pi, Golden ratio, size, these are all the symbolic constants. Then we go to the next slide here, input and output with C programming. So there are the two different types of the input and output with the C programming. One is the formatted and one more it is an unformatted console input output functions. Input means what? In any programming languages, the input means the feed or accepting or inserting the sum of the data into the program. This can be given in the form of a file or from a command line. So, in other words, the input which means that to feed is some data into the programs. Output. In any programming language, here output means that to display some of the data on the display screen or a printer or in any file. The standard files are the C programming it treats all devices as in files. So that devices such as a display or address in the same way as the files that following three standard files are automatically opened when a program executes to provide access to the keyboard and also the display screen. The standard files which are standard input, stdin, that is stdin, it's a file pointer which is used for the standard input. The device is that keyboard. Standard output, it is a standard file. std out, this is a file pointer which is used for the standard output statement. Screen means display screen, that is a monitor. Standard error, file pointer is std error. So here you have to use it for the device is that your screen, that is a monitor. So here the sum of input and output functions are classified into two different types: formatted input output functions and unformatted input output functions. Formatted input output functions, it has input functions and output functions. Input functions examples scanf and fscanf. Output functions examples which are print and also fprintf. Unformatted input and output functions. Input functions which are getC, getChar, getS, getCh, getChe. Output functions are putC, putchar, puts. Formatted input and output functions. So formatted input output functions operates on various types of a data. First function is that formatted output statement here, printf. The printf is a function which is used for output a data of an operation. This can be displayed on a display screen by using the library function printf. This function is used to print any combination of a data. The general syntax for printf statement is that printf opening bracket. So here the control string, this control string is enclosed within the double quotation mark, comma, variable 1, variable 2, up to a number of the variables. These variables which are separated by the comma, and the control string and also the variable list also separated by the comma, and ends with closing bracket and terminating statement or a delimiter. So example is that printf percentage of d. It's a control string for the integer data, and the value is 3977. So output of this statement is 3977. So printf statement of another syntax is that printf and within a bracket formatting string within a double quotation mark. This formatting string it prints all the character given in double quotes except the formatting specifier. Some of the examples for the printf statement is that printf hello, printf a, printf percentage of d and a, and the percentage of b. So first example, it prints the statement hello. The second statement, print the statement a. Third syntax, it prints a a value, and the fourth example, it prints nothing. Formatted output input statement is scanf. The scanf is a function which is used for input and data can be entered into the computers using the standard input device keyboard. C library functions here used for function is that scanf. This function is used to entering any combination of input data into the computer system. So here the general syntax for the scanf statement is that the scanf opening bracket the control string and the control string and the variable list which is separated by the comma and ampersand symbol variable 1, ampersand symbol variable 2 up to the ampersand symbol variable n. The scanf is a function is used to read information from the standard input device. Example for the scanf statement is that the percentage of E it's a control string or a format specified for integer data type and ampersand symbol A. Here, each variable name must be preceded by an ampersand symbol. This ampersand symbol gives the meaning of address of operator in the variable. Then we move on to the next slide here, unformatted input-output functions. There are the two different types of unformatted input-output functions, character input-output, string input-output. Character input-output functions are getChar. GetChar is a function which is used to read character from the keyboard, that is standard input device. Second function, putChar. PutChar is a function which is used to display any character to the output screen, that is monitor. Third function, getCh or getChe. These are used to take any alphanumeric character from the standard input getChe, read and display the character getCh. Only read the single character but not display. PutCh used to display any alphanumeric character to the standard output device. Second type is string input output. So here the some of the string input output functions which are getYes is a function used for accepting any string from the keyboard. PutYes is used to display a string or character array. CGetYes read a string from the console, that is input device. Fourth function CPutS display the string to the console outputting screen. So these are all the different functions of unformatted input and output functions. Thank you. This is the end of this session. So if you like my videos, please do subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon for the notification of the new videos. Thank you so much.